Hey guys, I'm Midnight Siren, and today I'm going to be rehashing a video I did a month or so ago. Now, one reason why I'm doing this now is because I really didn't work on a theory for this week. So I already had this written, I already had it changed up and everything, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this so you can get your weekly fix of game theories. Well, and since the Five Nights at Freddy's movie has been announced, I guess this is a good time to do it. Anyway, I'm keeping most of the script I wrote for this theory the same as my previous video, but I'm going to be adding to it, as well as shifting opinions on one topic entirely. In this video, I'm going to be exploring who I think caused it, as well as who I think was the victim, using in-game hints and animatronic behavior / outward appearance. If you aren't familiar with the Bite of 87, just listen to this clip.
So just be aware, the characters do tend to wander a bit. They're left in some kind of free roaming mode at night. Something about their servos locking up if they get turned off for too long. They used to be allowed to walk around during the day too, but then there was the Bite of 87. Yeah. It's amazing that the human body can live without the frontal lobe, you know?
Now, after FNAF 1's release, the mass consensus was that Foxy was responsible for the Bite of 87. The main argument being that first, he had the sharpest teeth of all the animatronics, and also that his stage was out of order, though the reason why he was put away was never explained. Most figured the bite was why. Foxy's jaw seems broken, for it is hanging open in most of his appearances. However, when he runs towards the office, you can see his mouth flopping. Some think it may be due to momentum, but when he leans into the office, his mouth is shut before falling agape once again to scream. If his jaw was completely broken, then he would not have the ability to shut it and hold it shut. While the said momentum from his run could have put it at a shut position, Foxy would have had to pause before leaning into the office, and his jaw would have fallen long before he leaned in. Therefore, I do not believe that his jaw is broken, and rather it hangs open due to his personal preference. Freddy was also a large contender for the race of who did it. Some say it was him for two reasons. First, if you look closely, just above Freddy's right eye is a handprint, as well as another half print on his lower jaw. It looks as if someone was trying to force him away during an attack. Had he bitten someone, the likely response would have been to place a hand on the upper part of the head and lower part of the mouth, so that the clamp can be forced apart. Second, in the East Hall, there is a note pasted on the wall. The clipping changes throughout the game. At one point, it will read the rules of the pizzeria. Rule number 6 reads, "Don't touch Freddy." It is unclear why there would be a rule specifically warning children to not touch him. Why not "Don't touch the animatronics"? Some believe that this rule directly references the bite incident. It seems that Freddy must have done something bad. However, there are other reasons why they may have posted this warning. For example, a child may have been responsible for some amount of major damage on Freddy that resulted in a major expense for the company, and as we all know, Freddy Fazbear's is a rather low-budget place. Or maybe the way he was set to move can lead him to accidentally hitting a child who is too close. Either way, out of the two, I would say the Foxy's argument is more likely. However, when Five Nights at Freddy's 2 came out and the game was placed in the year of 1987, it changed everyone's view on the incident. In Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy are decommissioned and stored in the parts and services room. That completely rules out all 4 of them. That only leaves Toy Freddy, Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica, and the Mangle as the only remaining options. I'm going to automatically rule out Toy Chica. due to the fact that her beak has no teeth, and it alone would not be large enough to bite down on someone's head. If she removed her beak, accessing her endo teeth, it may be possible, but the idea of her doing so seems very unlikely. And even if she did, the endo teeth don't seem to have a powerful bite. One interesting observation I've made while doing research for my theory is that I've never actually truly seen any of the toy animatronics move their mouths. They are made of hard plastic and seem rather stationary in their expressions. When the original animatronics attack, they move their mouths in rapid, biting motions. However, when their toy counterparts lunge at the player, their mouths make no movements at all. Though one would think that a couple of figures who are portrayed as a band would have the ability to look as if they are singing, there's not a single moment in the game when the toys move their mouths, nor do their mouths ever shift positions. Despite this, I do believe the movement is still possible. After all, Freddy is supposed to be a singer, and it would look awkward if his mouth didn't move. Let's analyze this picture of Toy Bonnie. It's easy to see that the upper part of his mouth is cemented to the rest of his head. The plastic between his head and upper section of his mouth is clearly molded together. This means that it can't move. If you look at the lower section of his mouth, you can see a disconnect between the red part of the inside of his mouth and the rest of his face. His jaw seems to fit between this gap. Assume that behind the plastic, there is a motor hooked to a rail on part of his endoskeleton which propels the lower jaw up and down. This greatly contrasts from the original animatronics, who according to Bonnie and Freddy's kills seem to move their mouths using a hinge and a motor. A hinge would greatly allow the wider and more drastic opening of the mouth, rather than a limited rail that would have stop points to assure the jaw doesn't open too wide. Because of this proof, I do not believe that neither Toy Bonnie nor Toy Freddy would have the range in their mouths to be able to fit a head of any size inside. I also believe that the system of how the movement works would keep the movement at a lower velocity, surely not a high enough rate to break through someone's skull and pierce someone's frontal lobe. And with all this, I'm going to say that the only true culprit could be the Mangle. There is more than just discrediting the toys. The cold hard proof of its guilt comes in the form of its kill screen. Mangle lunges down from the ceiling with its mouth open wide, its double rows of sharp pointed teeth aiming directly at the upper front of Jeremy's head, directly where his frontal lobe would have been located. The Mangle is undoubtedly the animatronic behind the bite of 87. But who did it bite? At the end of night 6, Phone Guy tells Jeremy,
we have one more event scheduled for tomorrow, a birthday. You'll be on day shift. Wear your uniform. Stay close to the animatronics and make sure they don't hurt anyone, okay? For now, just make it through the night. When the place eventually opens again, I'll probably take the night shift myself. Okay, good night and good luck.
That means that the bite of 87 had to happen on that day because it was the last day it was going to be open. Phone Guy directly instructs Jeremy to stay close to the animatronics. Before he says,
Hello, what on earth are you doing there? Didn't you get the memo? The place is closed down, at least for a while. Someone used one of the suits. We had a spare in the back, a yellow one. Someone used it. Now none of them are acting right. Listen, just finish your shift. It's safer than trying to leave in the middle of the night.
So it seems the animatronics were acting strange towards adults, and Jeremy would be standing extra close to them. This would be the perfect chance for one of them to strike out. Why would the Mangle want to lash out at an innocent employee of circumstance, however? Well, I have 2 theories about that. Firstly, if you watched my Purple Man video, you will know that I believe that the Purple Man was the day guard at Freddy Fazbear's. During his time there, he killed 5 more children who possessed the toy animatronics. These children, like the others, seemed to know who it was who killed them. Mangle, angered with what the day guard did to her, plotted her own revenge. However, before she could get it, the purple man was fired from his day guard position, and Jeremy was moved to the spot. Confused, not understanding that it was not the same man, lashed out at her supposed murderer, trying to kill him and puncturing his frontal lobe. My second theory is that Mangle realized Fazbear Entertainment's corruption. She saw that the children's bodies were being hid from those who were investigating the company over the missing children. She saw that they fired her murderer instead of turning him in so that the deaths would not be linked back to them. That is why, when she is around, she is humming with static, trying to contact the police, to tell them what really happened. But alas, she did not have a good enough signal. She had to show everyone the truth. So the day before she lost her chance forever, for they were going to shut down for a bit, she decided to take matters into her own hands. At a birthday party, in plain view of all goers, she attacked either a child or Jeremy himself, showing that the animatronics were dangerous. Fazbear Entertainment could not hide this incident, and it caused them to close their doors. Perhaps it was even a combination of the two theories. So, the Mangle, angry because of her death by the hand of the day guard and the corruption of the company who ran the business, lashed out at Jeremy in front of all the parents and children. The attack almost ruined them, and they had to shut down, but with hopes of one day reopening. And there you have it, my interpretation of what happened during the Bite of 87. I put a lot of thought into the scenarios and really think that somewhat tie into one another. Still, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But for now, be sure to like and comment, subscribe for more gaming theories and creepypasta readings. I'm Midnight Siren, and I will see you guys next time.